Good morning, good morning. Who have we got here? Let's see. Are we up? No comment. Oh, here. Good morning, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. What's this? You should be able to guess, actually. A small diversion before we start the dot carving. It's going to be octopus dots again this morning for most of the stream, but a little diversion first. Glasses. I don't know what these are. Do you? Anybody can see what's going on here? I don't know if we've talked about these things before. I don't remember. Name rubbing. We're not going to do the name rubbing right now, but what these are the polymer plates for putting the name embossing for the craftsman's names on this year's subscription series. And we've had polymer plates made up with the craftsman's names on. It's the same system that we use for the major Ukiyo Heroes prints and our Great Wave print, for example. Those prints are big enough that there's room to put the craftsman's names on. We can't do this with the small postcard prints because there's just no room for it. But any sizable print, we like to put the craftsman's names on. And we do it with polymer plates. In this one, it says Hori carving, backwards Buru, Suri printing, Ishikawa Yoko. You can probably zoom in a bit more, can we? Now the plates are easy. We just order them from a printing company, and we're going to be doing this with embossing. There's no printing. We won't be putting ink on these. There's just an embossed mark that goes at the side of each print. I'll go and get one in a minute and show you for those of you who don't know what this is. And the edges are sharp. These are not so deep, not so shallow. And we found that the printers, unless they're really, really super careful, they tend to hit the paper on the edge here, the sharp edge. So my job here today is just to kill the sharp edges on this thing, so that when they're running their barren over the top of this thing, it doesn't make a mark. It's hard plastic. I probably shouldn't be using my nice chisel on this hard plastic. I need sharpening soon. This year's series, there's going to be two carvers working on it. I did the first one, and our young associate, Chon-san, originally from Hong Kong, now living in Japan. He's going to do a bunch of the rest of them. We're going to work, we're not going to do taking turns month by month. He'll be doing most of them. I'll be stepping in when it gets behind schedule time. Let me get a print. Just a sec. I should have prepared a print. Let me go and get a print so I can show you what's going on here. Oops. I don't think I've got one near here. Oh, well, maybe I do. Hang on. I do. I don't have to go anywhere. In this box right here. Put a light on. Yes. Okay, this is one of the Heroes prints. I pulled one out that doesn't have embossing on it. Grateful. What we're talking about here is the embossing on the prints. You can see it on this one clearly. This is one of the Ukiyo-e Heroes prints. This one has pretty much the same embossing. You see, it's Hori, Buru, carving by Bro, Suri, this one's Kubota, Kenichi. And these are done with these small little polymer plates like you see me using here. And when the paper is still moist, it's the last stage of the printing process, the printer simply puts the paper on here and rubs the back of it with a bearing like this, and it comes with a nice embossed thing. And people ask us, over years, or as we're drying the prints, if we're pressing them, does the embossing disappear? Or over the years, does it disappear bit by bit by bit? And it doesn't. The washi really takes these impressions. We've got prints here from literally over 200 years ago. Literally, in the shop, over 200 years ago, that have embossing in. And it's still fine. It's still sharp and clear. Geez, that thing's noisy. Wow. Answer your question. So what I'm doing is I'm just going down the other side of this, just to make sure the sharp edge is gone. And we've got two of the plates. We're going to be making more, but for the moment, there's two printers working on this new subscription series. And they are Sugi-san upstairs here and Ishikawa-san working upstairs here. Ishikawa-san's the lady who did the Loot series last year. She did it all by herself. That was relatively simple printing. She took over the whole thing and she did them all by herself over the course of the year. This year's series is much more complex and there's no way that they can do it by themselves. So at the moment, for the first print in this series, Sugi-san and Ishikawa-san are doing double duty. They're going to do half each. And then we'll see, as the subscriptions add up. I don't know how many subscriptions we're going to end up with. But if we get an overload for them, we'll pull more printers in. That last plate was the one for Ishikawa-san, so with the two carvers, David and Sean, printed by Ishikawa-san. This one is a plate for Sugi-san. This is the same thing, carver David Ball, but the printer is Natsuki Suga. So each printer gets their own plate here, and they're heads and tails, because there's two carvers on this project, so they'll use whichever one. And hopefully they won't make any mistakes and get the wrong carver. And once this is finished, I'll get back to the octopus, the dots. Is this your subscription on the expected levels? Well, I can't answer that because I have no idea what expected levels are. We have no idea what to think this year, what to expect. It's a plus and minus type situation. We're finding in the email box the last couple of days a great number of people saying, oh my God, thank you very much. I've wanted to get one of your subscription series for quite a long time, but I'm not really interested in games. We've had this comment. We've known about this. This is one of the reasons why we chose to do that this year. There's a lot of unsatisfied demand out there. People who like the prints, but have no specific love for the games or whatever. They think it's a bit childish perhaps, or just they're not gamers. So we knew there would be a bunch of people like this. And there's also going to be people who are disappointed, people who expected more game prints from us. And for those people, all I have to say, just wait a little bit. We're not quitting games. We're going to be still doing game prints. But simply we can't make that the only thing that we ever do. We clearly have to widen the scope of our workshop as much as possible to encompass a wider range of interests. So we're not giving up on the games. We're going to still publish Ukiyo Heroes prints, and we may even do another game subscription next year. We don't know. I totally can't see that far. Simply, it just seemed like a sensible thing for us to do to widen our scope a little bit more. The number of subscriptions that's come in so far since we put the video up 2 days ago is very heartening. It's been excellent. It's been World Cup when Cameron gets here, because I don't know if Cameron's been looking at his mail on the train this morning, but if he hasn't, when he gets here and opens the mail, he is just going to go, what? Because during the night we're getting subscriptions. Now let me look at the mailbox right now. Here, these are new subscriptions. Here's the time. The most recent one is 7:42. It's now 8 o'clock. It's 8:12. Subscription request came in at 7:42. Before that, 7:11, 7:04, 6:57, 6:36, 6:20, 5:37, 4:43. A whole hour with only one. It's been like this. There's been 3 or 4 per hour, and it's looking really, really good. And we're nowhere near fully subscribed, and I don't even know what fully subscribed would mean. But it's looking very, very good so far. Now we've got to deliver it. Right, I think that should do it. Okay, back to the real work. And I'll show and tell today. I don't have a woodblock print show and tell for you. We've cut back quite a bit on our auction buying the past few weeks because we've had to keep cash reserves for the staff bonuses at the end of the year. So there hasn't been a ton of auction buying the last few weeks. We just picked up small things here and there. But we got a package in the mail yesterday that will be fun to show you. It's not woodblock prints, but it will be an enjoyable show and tell for a small few minutes. What's this? I am one of them. Are you? Thank you. Good. I can't thank you all individually, of course, but it's looking good. I'm really happy that that people are responding well to this series. What's this? Watch you the first time. Today I started my first carving. Okay, good, good, good. The more the merrier. The more the merrier. Okay, let me get busy with this. What do we tell you? Cameron will be coming in this morning as normal. Today's Thursday. We've got parties in the shop again today. Okay, where am I here? There's a line here. Those wood blocks I showed you yesterday, the ones on yesterday's show and tell, we got those old, I think they're Takamizawa wood blocks. We were showing them around to all the staff yesterday, and Aoyama-san was here. He's the guy who's helping me, get wood blocks ready. He's helping me find wood, and he's gluing up the wood to make the blocks. And I showed him those 3 little sets that we got yesterday, the old wood blocks from Takamizawa, the tiny, tiny Hagaki prints. Beautiful, beautiful wood, And one problem with me and Aoyama-san is that I try and describe to him what we need, and he makes these blocks, but he's not a carver himself. So he doesn't, have a hands-on feeling for what we need and what's going on here, And he's been a bit frustrated recently because he's felt that the blocks that he's making for me, and that we're making together, he's felt that these blocks are, they're okay, And we looked at these yesterday and put them under the microscope and touched them and banged them and felt the hardness and that, And it's good. He starts to get the idea about, what I would like, what we need, what it used to be like, And in comparison with the ones we saw yesterday, it's getting kind of clear that the blocks we have available for us right now, the blocks we are making, are just simply still no good. I'm really happy that he starts to get a feeling for this, or a sense for this, because he's been thinking, it's okay, why is Dave so noisy about this, stuff like that. So the more chance we get to see these old ones, the better, and the more chance there is to develop our own products. That's the same thing. That's why I like buying all these old prints, to show the printers upstairs, They don't have much chance to see the old stuff. They don't really understand it. They don't know what it's like. And the more hands-on they can get with the old prints, the better they're going to become themselves. type from my mother. So what does that mean? Let's see. Do we have another? Okay, hang on. We get another visitor, do we? Hang on a sec, guys.
Are you Twitch streaming?
Of course I am. Every day at the same time. You know I'm streaming this time. Huh?
Not today.
What do you mean not today? What do you mean? Testing. Huh?
Not today, right? Today you're not on.
I'm on right now. We're streaming live this morning.
No, not again with this way.
I'm streaming. I don't. You know at this time of day to call. If you call, I'm on streaming.
Grandma said you're not twitching today. I thought yesterday you said you weren't.
No, we're on today. I was off for 2 days this week on a Monday and Tuesday. We're back on a normal schedule here.
So if Dad's busy, we better say goodbye to him. No, because I have 15 minutes of my parking. I was just about to go, but then the kids wanted to say Merry Christmas to you, right?
Okay, well, let's just have a short. Okay, no problem. Just have a short. But again, Andre, we've got the audio feedback thing happening again because the.
I always get that first. Always.
Excuse me, chat. Hang on a sec. Okay, guys, nice to see you for a minute there. I don't know. So.
Merry Christmas.
Thanks, Alex. Hi.
Where are you with the thing? There, right there. You're still working on that same block.
Well, yeah, there's rather a lot of us going on here these days, so yes. The only.
Can't see the little thing to get rid of.
What is she trying to do?
Well, why would you want to get rid of Grandpa? No, not there. Oh, he's made him bigger now. He's trying to get rid of him. Now he's popped up larger. I was going for just ordinary Twitch.
What is she trying to do? Are
I have trouble with my little arrow. Oh no. There. Yeah, what? That's what you wanted to do, right? This is what we're supposed to be doing. Anyway, so what did you get for Christmas, Dad? For your present Christmas morning?
What did I get for Christmas?
Yeah, it was a couple of days ago for you.
Well, I don't actually get stuff for Christmas, you know. It's the other way. Most of it's the other way around.
None of the studio prepared anything for you?
Pardon me?
None of the ladies at the studio prepared anything for you?
No, nobody thinks like that. Christmas isn't a big deal here in Japan, you know. We don't really do that. Everybody has a compulsory thing. You must exchange a gift with somebody else. We don't really do that here so much, you know. So.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, it's okay.
How long go to Japan for Christmas?
No, if you want presents, Japan is not the place to come. Yes, no, so. So what, guys? You're visiting Grandma for the day, are you? For the morning there?
Yeah, no. Fumi and Greta the baby was here too earlier.
Oh, really?
The Skype call earlier.
No way. That would have been fun to have everybody there. So.
I know, right? But they just left because it was nap time for Clara. She was getting cranky.
Okay.
So it was fine for quite a while. But
Is she's crawling around a lot yet? Is she or what?
yeah, she's crawling around everywhere. She does the whole like leaning and standing thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So have they got the house kid-proofed by now, or what's the?
Their house is, and Mom's house is sort of. Here is not too much, but we just move things around when we get here, right? Yeah, because she gets intrigued with those what is it? Those cats, those porcelain cats. Oh yeah, she likes those. Yeah, so did my kids. We just move it when we get here. Anyway, you better let Grandpa go if he's busy. Yeah, I know that. Sorry, I didn't know you were actually on the
No problem. It's a daily routine here. Yeah.
Well, it's not her fault.
No problem.
I don't think it's anybody's fault. I'm just saying. No, we just made a mistake.
Andre, did you notice these chat guys even know who you are? They're saying hi, Andre.
Send him a message. Hi back from the family.
You could also let him know, Andre. Let him know about the spelling.
Look, Andre, you're looking like Grandpa.
Just for the record, Andre's name is actually spelled with 6 letters, A-N-D-R-E-I, right, Andre?
Yes, correct. There's an I at the end.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just for the record here. So.
Yeah, so you like B in spelling. You see the Oscar? D-R-E-I? Not like Dr. Dre. Andre with an I. Okay, now? Yeah. No, I've been meaning to get their haircuts the last couple of days, but it's been so busy. They look like you now, Dad.
Hey, good. Congratulations.
Okay, let Grandpa get back to work then. Now you've said happy Christmas. Yeah. Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Okay, guys, nice to see you again. Yep, good. And you got the dates right. I'll be over there February February 12th? I'll be over there.
What do you have to say to Grandpa, Alex? Oh, thank you. Come here so he can see you. I know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm right here. Right here. No, right there. Oh my God. Stop. Ow. There. What? Thank you.
Pardon me?
Thank you for the tickets.
Oh, that's going to be fun to show. I'm looking forward to that. It's been a long time since I've been to one of those concerts.
Yeah, you know what I was thinking about it after? Do you think you can add another one? Because I think Grandma would like to come too, right? I just thought about it on the way here.
Okay.
To the orchestra. In February. Who's the orchestra? Nobody. Vancouver. Dad, Christmas gift, bought him. For the boys to the orchestra. Yeah, because he's one of the that was the boys' Christmas gift. No, I know, but we're all going. Right, Dad? Can we add another one?
It's up to you. You guys sort it out. Send me an email, and if it's confirmed to do so, I'll go to the website. You can choose the seats, but the seats around may all be sold out. I have no idea. So I might...
So we could have to get in the row.
Yeah, or the one behind or something like that, or, whatever.
Yeah.
So let me know. Let me know after the stream here.
Don't worry about it. You will like it. You're going to go with us. Right, Dad? Will that be fun?
It's up to you. No, of course, no problem at all.
Okay.
But I have no idea if they sell out quickly or not. So let's do this fairly quickly if you sort out what you want to do.
So I'll email you tonight.
Okay.
Or like even right now.
Yep.
I'm just sure like just add another one.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I can't do it because you've done it, right? Say goodbye then to Grandpa.
Yeah, I know how to find it. Yeah, okay. Okay, guys. See you next month. Yeah, see you soon.
Merry Christmas.
All right. Thanks for calling. Okay. Bye-bye. Don't forget to put her Twitch sound back on after you've cut off, okay? Thank you.
Yeah, she managed last time.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
On just now.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Is there any questions? No, we're good, right? There should be some way you can press. Well, you're not going to get rid of the whole thing. Just get rid of Grandpa. I don't know how to get rid of Grandpa.
Just shut the Skype call. You find a hang-up icon on the telephone. If you roll your mouse over the Skype window.
That was here. You closed it off. Okay, why don't you hang up that? Because that's easier for us.
Okay, will do. Okay, guys. All right. See you later then. Thanks for calling. Okay. Bye-bye. Okay, bye-bye. Thanks, guys. Sorry about the interruption. Get rid of Grandpa. For those who didn't know what was going on, the younger girl there is my daughter. She's my older daughter, Himi. The lady, of course, is my mother. And the two boys are my two first grandsons, Alex and Andre. And they were phoning from my mother's place in Vancouver, in Canada, where they all live. And it sounds like we just missed. My second daughter was also visiting them today, too. And I'll be over there seeing them. I'll be there in February. And the present they were talking about, my daughter, I asked her, what kind of things do they need for presents, whatever. And my daughter tipped me off. She said it would be nice to go to a symphony concert together. One of the boys has apparently been showing interest in symphony concerts. So I went to the website for the Vancouver Symphony and booked a concert together, and she gave them the tickets as a Christmas present. So that was a shock, too, to find out the current cost of what a symphony concert is. It's the same things that I used to go to myself when I was in college there in Vancouver. I used to go to the symphony concerts on like a student ticket, and it was like $2.50 or $3 or $3.50. I can't remember what it was. It was insane. This was quite a deal. It's not $3.50 anymore. Anyway, that's what that was all about. Sorry for the interruption. Technology, that's kind of cool. A phone call with somebody on the other side of the planet. A video phone call. This was always, the stuff of Jetsons when I was younger, whatever. We had telephone, but the idea that you could make a video conversation around the planet with somebody was just far off. Just it wasn't even on the list of things that was coming up to do, Men were walking on the moon, but that you could do things like this would be just inconceivable. And yet here we are. And not only can we make a video phone call, we can punch it into this stream and other people can watch. Just incredible, just incredible. This whole internet communication thing, how far is it going to go? And is it going to get to the point where I'm going to be surprised? I don't know. My mother, who you just saw there, whatever, she was born in an era before, general aviation. And here they are, where we fly around the world, which to her must still seem kind of strange. So what things are coming down the pipe that will surprise me as I get older, I don't know. I haven't heard that sound for a long time. Orders are supposed to be punched over to Cameron's computer. They don't come in here to my computer. What's that? Ah, it's a flea market order. I'm keeping track of the flea market orders. Yeah. From Germany. A young man in Germany wants something from the flea market. Good. We'll take care of that as soon as the staff gets here this morning. When is Christmas considered over in terms of festivities? There really is no Christmas here in the same sense that you guys understand it in the West. Christmas isn't, for one thing, it's not a legal holiday here. The 25th was just a normal day here. Banks are open, stuff's open. It's just a normal day on the calendar, Christmas Day. Christmas is recognized here in the same sort of sense that Halloween is. Japanese have recognized that it's a holiday, so perhaps we could do the same sort of thing too. And it's been inspected and think, okay, there's a holiday, what do we do with it? And they've picked up the red and white decoration idea, that sort of thing, and the illuminations go on. There's no Christian aspect to it at all, of course, and there's no pretense of such a thing. In the West, in some places, Christmas, for some people, is a religious holiday. For some people, it's just a holiday. In some cases, there's a pretense of making it into a religious holiday. Japan has none of that part of it. It's just simply hey, let's put red and white stuff around town, show some pictures of Santa Claus, and let's do this thing. They don't do the presents. People don't buy each other stuff. It's not any kind of an obligatory thing in that sense. Japan has its own present giving and gift giving culture, and even at the end of the year here, I have to get some gifts ready. I have to prepare a gift next few days here for our landlady. If we don't send her a little gift, she'll be a little bit, she'll be thinking, well, what's gone wrong? Why don't they do this? So there are gift-giving traditions here, the Osebo and Shugen traditions. And one of them happens at the end of the year, but it's not in any way related to the Christmas thing. There's a slightly bizarre aspect to Christmas in Japan in an urban area, in that one particular company, Kentucky Fried Chicken, seems to have really got a lock on it, and you must eat fried chicken at Christmas time. And to speak of fried chicken here, there's the traditional fried chicken karaage, which is in every bar, but that doesn't count. You have to go and get the Western kind of fried chicken, in other words, KFC. And the other night, I didn't go outside and check it, but there would have been lineups around the block at every one of the local Kentucky Fried Chicken places. And even the 7-Eleven, the convenience store, when I went in to pick up my lunch the other day, 24th or 25th, they've got them heaped high. Huge high platters of their fried chicken. Must have been some marketing genius over at KFC that said, let's try and tie these things together. And they made it work, and it did. So it's funny, my daughter grew up here, so when she asked me in that conversation, Dad, what did you get for Christmas? I'm like, what do you mean, what did I get for Christmas? I live in Japan, Try not to make too much noise in the microphone box here. I'm going to have to get a better way to do this. Keeping the microphone next to the tools is not so good, as I discovered when I tried to do the video editing the other day. Did I do Christmas with my daughters when they were young? Yes, of course we did. My daughters grew up with the standard stuff. We had a little Christmas tree in the house. We were living in Japan at that time. But we did the normal Christmas thing. Most Westerners living in Japan, do that with their own families and stuff, of course. We didn't overboard it. When I grew up as a kid, Christmas was one of the stunning events of the year. We were a sort of a normal, typical, middle-class family. No rich, family, whatever. But Christmas was a thing, and we would get, 10 little presents or something on Christmas morning. And some of them would be like, you might get your bicycle that you've grown into delivered on Christmas morning and stuff like that. So there would maybe be a special big present each year. And then there would be a couple of packages with model airplanes, then a couple of books, and then the fillers, the stuff that socks and shirts mom would wrap to fill out the stuff under the Christmas tree. So for me, Christmas was really, really a great deal when I was a kid. It was fabulous. It was, oh my God, I'm going to get stuff. Perhaps the same way that it is with kids nowadays in the West. So I grew up, the typical standard non-religious Christmas in the West. It was presents and Santa Claus and stuff. And my own daughters grew up sort of with the same way. We didn't overboard it, but yes, they got presents, a few. And it was sort of a little bit of a special time of year, even though we were living in Japan. And I don't know how much of a mental thing it was for them. Their friends knew Christmas as the fried chicken holiday, but for us, they actually got presents and stuff. And for us, we're a non-religious family, so none of the religious stuff had anything to do with us at Christmas time. So yeah, my wife and I gave our kids a pleasant, light Christmas experience. No mound of presents under the little tree, but we did do stuff, and they expected a few presents each year. God, me and my brother, Christmas Eve was just insane, the suspense. I remember it, it was fabulous. Even I remember earlier than that, when we were really little kids. I was born in England, and we went to Canada when I was 5, nearly 6. So the first couple of years we were in Canada, our family followed the Christmas tradition in more of a British way. And it wasn't a question of presents under the tree. The first few years we were in Canada, Christmas, there was a deal where Santa Claus came during the night. And what you did was you put an empty pillowcase at the bottom of your bed on top. You're sleeping in your bed. And at the foot of your bed, on top of the comforter, you put an empty pillowcase. And if you were a good boy, during the night, Santa Claus would visit and put some stuff in the pillowcase. This, for me, was the earliest Christmas stuff that I remember. And there it is. And at some point, you wake up in the morning, and there's this heavy stuff over your feet, and there's stuff in the pillowcase at the bottom of your bed. But soon after that, I would have been about 6 or 7 or 8 or something, the family switched to doing it under the tree, which I guess we'd learned as being a more Canadian way to do it. And it made it more of a family event. When you're getting your pillowcase full of stuff, you wake up whatever time you wake up by yourself, and you've got your own stuff there, and it's a private little thing. And I'm opening my presents, my brother's opening his presents, stuff like that. But after we did it under the tree, this probably was after my sister came along, I think. And then it was a deal where we could come down and look at the tree, but you can't touch anything till everybody's there. So you're waiting till the parents wake up, and when are they going to get up? When are they going to get up? Oh my God, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Aren't they going to wake up yet? Something like this. Good times. They were fun. And you'd open these presents, and one of them turns out to be a pair of socks, and you've got to smile and say thank you. Do I have an external mic for the stream? I have a mic. It's a what do you call it? A lavalier mic. We don't pin it on my chest. We found that was just too noisy. I'm making a noise here. So. Here, it's an external mic. Instead of pinning it on my shirt, I've got it pinned over here at the side of my toolbox. Over there. Somebody got a woodblock print book for Christmas. Hey, hey, hey. So I love getting socks now, somebody says. So I think now, whatever, my view of socks is probably pretty much the same now as it was back then, you know. It's a necessary evil in life, I guess. I don't know. I really, really, really do not like socks. I'm sorry, Mom, if you're listening still, but no, whatever. Okay, where's next? Looks like most of these zones are done. Next zone's up here. Where's Cameron's at? Come on, it's 8:46. Time to get here. Cameron's at. Let's go to work. Get to work, you lazy guy. Let's go. He's going to be spending most of his morning on punching in orders. I know it's a bit strange. Something's a bit funny this year. When I look in, if I look in the mailbox, we know that, of course, that subscriptions are coming in last night because here we are. A few every hour. Here we are. So 8:37. It's now 8:47. 8:37 subscription request, 8:27 subscription request, 8:21 subscription request. They're coming in really, really nicely. But also what's been happening, and this is a real surprise to me, gift print orders are still pouring in. On a gift print, of course, the original design of the gift print section is to get gifts for somebody for Christmas. And it hasn't stopped. There was a real huge peak before Christmas, but now the gift print orders are still coming in. Somebody regrets not buying more prints when I was in Asakusa. I have mixed feelings about this, and I'll take it easy, people. A bunch of you guys are probably younger people, and spending money on woodblock prints is okay, and helping support our work is okay. We like it. We think we're making nice stuff. But please, don't go overboard. Don't go overboard. We had this just a couple weeks ago. I think I might have already talked about it. There was a young man here from Brazil. And he'd been looking forward to visiting us for a really, really long time. And two of them came, him and a friend. And we had a good chat and a good talk, took some selfies together. It was really a pleasant visit. Then he did a bit of shopping, which, people do. Not every visitor here does some shopping. Some people visit and chat, take a picture or so, and then leave. It's okay. We're not in any way thinking, why didn't you do shopping? Why didn't you buy some prints? We don't do that here. So it's okay. Some people collect prints, some people don't. And when you're a visitor here, there's no pressure, absolutely none. You can take your picture and walk out, and we're fine with that. But this guy wanted to get a print or so he goes over the prints section and looks at some stuff. And he looked at some of the less expensive prints and the medium prints and the more expensive prints. And he's like a student, he's not obviously looking to spend a ton of money. He's a student here somewhere. And he was torn. His budget said he was able to get, maybe one of the small Hugger Club prints. They're around $30, 3,000 yen. But he looked at some of the Shinraga prints, like the Kawase Hasui stuff we have, and he's thinking, this is drop dead beautiful. But clearly he couldn't afford it. So he asked, look, can I think about this? And I'm like, please relax. Don't sweat. This stuff's all available online. You can get it later. Don't worry. You know, you don't have to think about doing this now or never. Just you know, take it easy. And he ended up getting both. And it was a bit of a difficult feeling for me. Because clearly he had said earlier in the conversation that he really couldn't afford the larger one, you know. But he ended up getting both the larger one and the smaller one. And I have really mixed feelings. I'm happy that someone's enjoying our prints and going off. I'm not so happy that somebody has now stressed his financial situation, stressed his credit card. He's a young student, you know. So I've instructed the staff here always, 100%, never, ever, you know, try and push stuff on people. And if they're looking hesitant, just tell them, you know, please relax. We've got these prints. They'll be here later. Don't worry about this, you know. And it's an anti-sales strategy, and it's whatever. It's a bit silly maybe to say some things like that. But I just don't want to be that kind of place that pushes people into spending money they don't need to spend, you know. We don't need to have that kind of a policy in place. But when somebody does that, when they do say that, I can't refuse them. You know, I can't say, no, you said earlier that you were strapped for money. I'm refusing to sell this to you. You know, you can't do that. So I don't know. You can't run other people's lives, you know. Maybe we should. We should be like a bar, I guess. Whenever the guy's had 6 drinks or whatever and he's starting to swivel on his chair, the bartender's supposed to refuse to serve him, you know. So should I be doing the same thing, you know? If Kantar here decides to order another print today, I should say, no, sorry, you've got too many. Won't serve you, you know. Is that how we should do this? I don't know. I'm laughing, but I'm not really laughing that much, you know. Do I ever carve outside on the walkway area? Outside, you know? No. We tried on I guess it must be nearly 4 years ago, when we first moved into this building. We were up on the 2nd floor, and, you know, nobody could see us. People, YouTube viewers, whatever, knew where we were, they came to see us, but casual people walking down the street didn't know who we are. So we thought we'd try a bit of an experiment. Aoyama-san built me a little sort of a standing printing bench, where you could stand there, and a little thing in front and a small block. In fact, I've got the block right here. Funny, I've got the block we used for that experiment. One of those little tiny round Meiji blocks. It's a little tiny block like this. And we did a little standing printing thing. I prepared a deck of paper, just tiny tools, a baren, a brush, deck of paper, and a printing block. And I stood outside. We opened the how do I say this? We opened the door, and then in the space behind the door. So the door protected me from the wind. It had a glass people could see through. We did a little bit of printing to see. People would come and watch what's going on. It would attract people. They might come in the shop. It had the reverse effect. We'd see people walking down the sidewalk coming towards us. And as soon as they saw something was going on, what's going on is a foreigner doing something, they would cross the street the other way to get out of the way. So printing outside, rather than helping attract people, there's this crowd going to gather. They're going to watch me for a few minutes. They're all going to go inside the shop to do some shopping. That's not how it worked out. It repelled people rather than attracted them. So we cut that. After a few weekends of testing it, we quit that and gave it up. Is it possible to pick and choose which print you want from the subscriptions? No, I'm sorry. The subscription set is a set. We don't break them up and sell them individually. And the purpose of having subscriptions, the purpose from our point of view for having subscriptions is that it stabilizes my ability to pay the staff. It stabilizes my payroll. And this is not something new that we've just started. This has been my philosophy and a business model now since 1989, when I made a living myself at this by doing subscriptions. And when it was only just me, the idea was this. It was that I liked making prints, and it was possible to make prints, but when you had to actually go out and sell them and take away time from making prints, it didn't work. I couldn't, as an independent craftsman, do both. So for me, having the prints as subscriptions back in the 1980s was the only way I could do both things together, that I could make prints and then have the actual time and trouble to get them out into the market. So in January, I had an exhibition, did PR, couldn't make prints at all for publicity reasons. Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. And then the rest of the year, from February through December, was simply making prints without having to do anything to do with selling them. So subscriptions for me at that time was the only way I could separate the concept of making prints and selling prints. And it worked crazy. For 25 years, I was able to do that. Now, why do we still do this the same way? Why won't I let you pick and choose just the first print and don't take the second one and print the third one? And it's the same thing. It's not me anymore. It's 25 staff here. I've got to have the money in the bank to pay Suga-san and Ishikawa-san and all these staff. And the shop is up, and the shop is down, and the shop is up, and the shop is down. But by having subscriptions, it's not perfectly stable because there's up and down, up and down, up and down. But having subscriptions, it smooths me curves, and it doesn't guarantee me, but I mean guarantee in quotes. Yeah. I know I'll be able to make my payroll through the year. Yeah. So that's why we do the subscriptions. And if you don't want to do that, that's fine. There's lots of single prints available here in the shop at the same time. But I apologize for the fact that you can't pick just one among those sets. Yeah. And we got many requests during the years we're doing the game subscriptions. People just want Final Fantasy, but not the rest. Can't do that. Cameron's son has just showed up. Yeah. Let's see if I can turn the... by the way, have you seen the mailbox?
Yes. I rode the train and was responding to lots of people.
Oh, you did? So you've been kept here.
They're, wow.
Yeah.
Busy night.
It's cool. It's cool. But also, it's not just that. There's gift print orders coming in. There's stamping orders coming in. It's supposed to be dead. Christmas is finished. It's the 27th of December. Why are people buying work prints?
There was still some great waves in Ome, so I sent another email.
From the last batch.
So
yeah.
Got some more.
What did we do? That young man in Norway ordered 3.
Yeah.
That's sort of, we've got a huge long waiting list. We said we've got them, and he put, I'm not so sure what to say about that, because that's not fair to the other people who are waiting. Okay, so I'm trying to turn the computer around here. As usual, this may work and may not. The screen may go down for a second, a minute or two.
It usually comes
processor
right
turning it comes right back until it breaks down. Let's see. Are you ready, sir?
I'm ready.
I'll plug in the plug.
I think we're still in.
Are we still at drop frame 0? There's new faces here. There's new faces. So this is Cameron's hand. This is assistant manager. I was preparing the little phrase for the New Year's card. You know, we could put it, and it says Audrey, print party host, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Ray Chan, printer. It says one Cameron Hilker, general manager. Is that what we call? That's what we called you last year.
I guess so.
Is that what you are? I don't really know.
I don't know either.
Also, we have to finish that this morning. So orders are one thing, but we've got to get that thing printed out so the kids can send their New Year's cards.
Morning, good morning. Really want that great wave print, Join the waiting list if you haven't already. We will get to you. We always do.
It's
it just takes
well,
some time.
So the list itself is long, but a lot of people, it was an impulse to put the name on the list, and when it actually comes that here's the wave, we've got one, they don't fall through. So the waiting list is long, but it's not, it's not that long. It's okay. We're chewing through it bit by bit. In fact, the paper on the desk right there, that plastic package over there, that's the next batch of 60 sheets for Yamoto-san. He wants to get going on the next batch.
Wow. So he's almost done the one
Matsushima,
now?
Yeah.
Great. They're buying prints because they're too scared to buy stocks. Yeah, the stock market's not.
Oh, okay. Well, I sure hope that I hope nobody's buying our prints for investment purposes. I hope not. Because that's another story. We don't do that.
how long is the list currently? I don't know how many people, but usually we get back, I've been looking at it, within 3 months.
Right, is it that short? Okay, I thought it was longer than that. Yeah, okay.
It gets longer, and then, like you just said, a lot of people don't actually cover it, so then we jump forward quite a bit, and then it gets long again, and so usually we get back 3 or 4 months, I guess.
So it's not years and years and years to wait for a print.
No.
How about the waiting list for this print, the Octopus print? A few hundred, right?
Yeah, a few hundred. It hasn't ballooned as much. That's the great way. We've even got a short waiting list for Matsushima, which is almost here, it sounds like. And then a couple other little ones too on the way.
Oh, I've got a small show and tell. I know I mentioned it, I better do it before I forget. A small show and tell. I know this is going to be of zero interest to you.
Okay.
And actually, it's not all that much interesting to me, but I think it's going to be of moderate interest to people on the stream.
Okay.
So what's that? It's not a good butt print.
Okay.
We got a package yesterday in the post, and I haven't opened it yet. Actually, I'm going to unbox it right now. But I know what's inside because we received a similar package last year, and a similar package the year before. This goes back 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years. Are we in the viewport here? Let me find my glasses. We received this package yesterday. Yoisha!
It's a box.
It's a box. It's a padded box. Am I zoomed out far enough? It's a padded box.
Okay, so be careful with it on the side.
So now, and anybody here with experience in Japan, any business person here in Japan, someone like me actually, knows exactly what this is already because we see this quite frequently, and it's very common. This is Osebo season. We talked about Christmas and why there's no real gift giving here back and forth, but there are gift seasons here in Japan. And Osebo season and Ochugen in the middle of summer
so
is the obligatory gift. So actually, I've already forgotten. We've got to prepare something for Suzuki-san. We are running out of time. The landlady. So please make a note right now, or tattoo it on your forehead.
Tattoo it on your forehead.
I'm getting this yesterday. Reminded me that I have to prepare a gift for our landlady. Anyway, any guess what this is? It's a padded box. Why is the box padded?
Well, I think I can guess from what you've already given me as a description.
It's addressed to Mokohankan, and it's from a company in Ome, in Sawanoi.
Okay.
Cameron's got this.
Yep.
What's the guess? Chocolate, somebody said? No.
Chocolate, oil, alcohol. Sounds like a bottle of something. People are saying.
How do I get in here? If I'm breaking my first one, you're not supposed to use your carving tools to open the packages.
I won't tell anyone. No one will see you.
If Ido-san saw me doing this, he'd just...
Using tools to open a package? Blasphemy.
Yep.
It's a box of boxes.
It's a box of boxes. 2 boxes. Let's just take one. They're going to be the same. Yeah. The package is from a sake making company in Ome, near where my house is in Ome. They make sake, and every year they make a special New Year's brand. And it's a limited edition sake. They make only like 200 bottles of it.
Recognize that image? Those wrappers should be woodblock printed, they're saying.
The wrapper should be woodblock printed. Well, funny you mentioned that.
Yeah.
They came to me, what was it, 6, 7, 8 years ago.
Yeah.
The guy came to me and said, hey, we want to make a limited edition New Year's Osake, and we want a woodblock printed label for it. And we looked up and down and around, and actually we weren't able to do exactly what they want, because you can see what this is. This is one of our woodblock prints. It's an image of one of our woodblock prints. This is not a woodblock print. It is a commercially printed label.
Yeah.
And the problem simply was the price. The print, this print, it's on the wall behind you over there.
Yeah.
It sells for 3,000 yen.
Yeah.
And the bottle of sake sells for, I think it's 12.50. 100. So there was no way to do this without having the label cost twice as much, or nearly 3 times as much as the sake. It was a good request from him, because he was thinking about in the old days, printed labels would have been really cheap, 10, 30, 40 yen, whatever.
Yeah.
And if we still had that kind of workshop, where there was little kids in the corner running off real cheap work, we could have done this, printed a woodblock printed label for him. But unfortunately, the kind of workshop we've got now, where there are no beginners working here, where we can't just blast out really cheap work. But he's still on this, and he's like, we've got an open offer. Whenever we're ready to start printing inexpensive labels and stuff, he's ready to do it. And he talked to us. He said he thought we could maybe add 100 yen to the price of sake if we could make a print for 100 yen.
Yeah.
And again, a print, we can't do that. This, it would be a one-color print or something. But what he's done is on the label at the back, he's got the information. It's the crane at sunrise, and it's got here, picture Isoda Koryusai, the designer, carving, Bull David, and printing, Fuji Teiko. And the print they took as a master for printing is one by Teiko-san. She was working for us as a printer back then.
Yeah.
And then they explain what it is, that it's from our workshop, and that this is actually not a woodblock print. But it's a bit confusing, because here, picture, carver, printer.
Yeah.
So they're kind of, people who don't understand might think that this is actually a woodblock print. So, and Teiko-san's still proud of us. I got to give her one of these every year. She gets one. And she's not working for us as a printer anymore. She didn't turn out to be really all that competent at it. But she's a great party host.
Yeah.
But there it is. Teiko-san has been immortalized in here, printed by Teiko. And these are sold out. I know we talked about this a couple of years ago. We showed the people these. Where can I get one? Where can you get one? I'm sorry, it's a limited edition sake.
Yeah.
It's sold out. They just do a specific batch of rice, make it in a certain way, and they end up having like whatever it is, 1,000 bottles or something.
Scatterjinx is saying only $12.50 for a limited edition sake. Next year I'm getting that as presents for some friends when I'm in Ome. But do they sell out immediately? Or
I don't really know. I know they've got people who wait for it each year, and whatever's left, they put them on the website, and within minutes they sell out. And we've tried every year. I get the bottle like this. I go straight to the website to buy some more, to give to our own friends, and bang, they're gone. So we can't do this.
Okay.
And the other thing too, it's a kind of sake, and I'm the wrong guy to ask about this. It's the kind of sake that doesn't preserve well. Okay. You've got to drink it within the first few months. It's not, like some kind of wine, whatever, will age well over decades or whatever.
Years.
Maybe some kinds of sake too. I'm the wrong guy to ask. But this one does not. If you don't, get it down soon, you've lost the point of it.
Oh. It's
something quite light, quite sweet. I don't really know. Should we try some later? Cameron Sand?
Yeah, not me. Someone says the only sake I've ever tasted was not great.
Well, it's a kind of wine. You like it or you don't like it. I don't know. I don't drink much myself. So for me, whatever.
Unless then it's not your cup of tea.
So
it's not your cup of wine.
Booze. Yeah, so. Oh my God, I almost got it back together. Look at this. Wow. Almost. Wow. I almost got it back together. Look at that. Incredible.
Not too bad.
So we have 2 bottles of sake. And we will use these now, quickly, this week, for our own gift giving.
Yeah.
Asuka Sensei is going to get one.
The Suzuki-san, no, just kidding. But
yeah, maybe.
So the solution to get more of those labels woodblock printed is you just need to hire more 8-year-olds, according to John Becker.
Well, I mean, we need to hire more beginners. If we had an ongoing workshop where people were joining all the time, or, we've talked about this before, the old workshops, there was a pyramid of workers.
Yeah.
Quite a number of people at the bottom level, pyramiding up to a couple of experienced guys at the top. And if we did have that, if the woodblock printing was still used as the printing business, if we were, different, you could do it, Imagine if we could make a a package label for about 100 yen or so.
Yeah.
Funawa, the big snack place around here, you know,
Yeah.
they sell bajillions of snacks and gift stuff every day. And they could easily put a premium here. Have your snack box for 1,200, pay 100 yen extra, 1,300, and you get a handmade wooden box print wrapper for it.
Yeah.
So if we had the kids here to print these things, we wouldn't be using Living National Treasure washi. We'd be using, you know, a lower grade paper foam.
Yeah.
It would be a business model for the beginner printers here. But my problem is there's no intermediate steps up the ladder for those kids, you know.
Yeah.
But this is on our list of things to do. That's the way I tried. That's the way Mokuhankan started in 2011 and 2012, before Jet came along.
Yeah.
I hired Tsushima-san, Yasui-san, and Ishigami-san, and we tried making some food wrappers, and we did. We sold them to a snack shop in Ome. We started that business model, and we actually sold a few. We've got them in. We've got the leftover the packages there. But it didn't move forward enough for me to be able to pay these guys month by month by month. And it was killing me. I couldn't get back to my normal subscription work.
Right.
But the business model is there. It is there.
Bloody Brad says, I've got a print party under my belt. Let me at it.
What?
Let me at it. So let me get making on those wrappers and everything.
Yeah, that's the problem. We've got stage one work. We could do that. We could convince a snack company to do that easily, I think. But what do you do next?
Yeah.
What do you do for stage 2, stage 3, stage 4 until you're ready to print the Hasui prints, you know?
Yeah.
We're bit by bit there. The chibi heroes are there. That's the next stage up, you know?
Yeah.
We might eventually be able to get this together.
Make new party blocks, their wrapper labels.
Well, party blocks are a tough job. That's not an easy. Oh, you mean the party should be the wrapper?
Yeah. So they get to keep one and then we give the rest to Candy Shop. That's funny. How many colors in the Chibi Heroes? It's 3 to 4, is that right?
No, they're usually 3 pieces of wood carved both sides, so it's usually 6 impressions.
Okay.
And they're, for the most part, done without backgrounds, and there's no major gradations in them.
That's right.
Yeah, 3 pieces of wood max.
Someone said, I've not been around for some time. How's the echo in the new store? I think when we did first come in here, it did seem like there was an echo, but I haven't really noticed it at all.
Well, there is. You mean, when I start banging, it really does echo in the background there.
Yeah.
You know? So it's a live room, very much so. I think with the compressor settings on the mic, we've put it more manageable.
Yeah. Since you're curving again, let's zoom in a bit. I can do that for you.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah. Thank you. I don't know if I moved this camera setting or not, so it might just zoom straight in, or it might need to be shifted. I don't know. Sorry.
Focus correctly. Looks okay.
Sorry about that.
It's getting close.
Hmm?
It's getting close.
It is indeed. It's getting close, and I'm not sure how I should now be using my time over this next few days. And I got to get those New Year's cards and stuff organized. Get the labels on those. I'm print party host today. It's 3 parties, and I'm the host. There's no A team here. It's just B team. So it's me. It's Dei-chan and Koizumi-san. So I'm the leader of the hosts for every party today. That's my day eaten up.
Yeah.
And then I dropped last night. I was supposed to be printing the labels for the Japanese versions of the New Year's cards going out, and I got stuck. We don't have. I know those label sheets here, the A4 label sheets.
Marks.
Yeah. So what I thought of doing, and also we don't have a way to tie that old Clarisworks file, which is where those things are in. We don't have a way to tie it to the new Brother label printers. So the only real choice is we can do what I used to do. I used to print directly from that Clarisworks file directly onto envelopes.
Oh, wow.
We've got the envelopes, so if you can, I'll go up the stairs and wait before the print starts. It might take a bit of wrestling. And the Japanese addresses, about 60 of them, if we can print them directly onto the physical envelopes. Do envelopes go through that new Epson printer we have? Is there a setting for envelopes?
Check. I think there is.
It's such a tight, the paper goes in usually normally what? It goes in face down, and then it goes around that roller and back and comes out. Will envelopes go through that? I can't imagine them selling a printer that won't do basic envelopes, but I'm not sure.
I'll have to give it a shot.
But that's the only solution right now, so I didn't get that done last night, so it's two things. We have to get a Japanese translation of the little message. Hi, thanks for supporting us this year, bang, bang, bang. So that we can get to Lawson and print that out. And then we have to print the address labels on the Japanese envelopes.
Right.
And that has to be done today, period. Because we are now way past the post office deadline for delivery by New Year. Also, that order, Omi's still there today. Are they wrapping?
Yeah, today and tomorrow.
The order from the young boy in Germany for his mother who lives in Kyoto. Did that get processed yesterday?
It did.
Okay, so Omi knows. She's seen that before, so.
Yeah.
And she knew about the idea to put Nenga on the outside? Right, okay, so I can forget that. Also, too, we have to identify where are the rubber stamps for Nenga. We've got them 2 or 3 there somewhere. We used them here last year because we did the mailing of the New Year's cards from here last year. But I don't know where they are. And if we can't find those, we're in trouble.
For our own address, is that correct?
No, I'm talking about it's a red stamp that says Nenga.
Oh, okay.
It has to go on the outside of one of these things.
Full Metal Trundle started, I have a question, and then accidentally hit enter, and then immediately wrote rats. Didn't finish the question.
A question about rats, mean? What?
No, I think, let's see what the question is. I think just, shucks, that can, oh no, messed up before finishing the question. Make me laugh. Silly. Speaking of rats, are the rats still around?
I don't really know.
Yeah, we haven't encountered any issues lately. Not stealing our food.
I don't really know. I can't remember the last time we had any contact with them.
Yeah.
Last time we saw one was when my daughter was here. That one came down the stairs and faced her and then ran back up the stairs.
Yeah. And that was October? Was that when they were here? I think so.
I think so, yeah. Early November, yeah. I might be done here. I'm not quite sure. There's some things I'm not sure in and out. There's a few dot marks here. I'm not sure where they're supposed to be.
Full Metal Trundle. Finish their questions. But I have a question. How did you manage to cultivate the patience to focus for a long time on something like this?
You don't cultivate patience. It's in your DNA or it isn't in your DNA, right? Is that the idea? I don't really know. I'm sorry.
You guys have the patience to sit and watch him.
Yeah. I don't think we cultivate patience. I don't really know. I know. I'm not sure, again, without trying to just blow you away or blow you off or whatever. I know character is character. How much is DNA and how much is training and how much is maturity? You know, I'm growing up. When I was a little kid, maybe I couldn't have done this. I don't know. But if I remember my mother telling me about stuff, she says, she's got this story. It's probably apocryphal, I don't know. That when I was a little kid, there's like toys in the house. Toys are one thing, but Dave didn't really muck around with toys. He'd get this cardboard box from the supermarket, and we're talking about when I'm like 2 or 3 or something. Yeah. And she says I'd be sitting in this cardboard box, facing one way, and she's like, "Are you okay?" I'm saying, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm in the train going somewhere," and she's like, "Okay." And then again, this is my mother's story. How much this is true or not, I don't know, because I don't remember this at all. Yeah. And she's gone back in the room, and I'm now facing the other way in the cardboard box. Yeah. And she's like, "What's happening?" I said, "No, I'm on a return trip. You know, I'm on a return home, whatever. Where have you been? You know, whatever." Yeah. Again, I don't remember that, but like this little boy would sit there literally in a cardboard box.
And just imagine.
Yeah, and just imagine being somewhere, you know. So.
That's fun.
So she says, and again I say, I don't remember this myself at all. But, so given that background, if that's true in some degree, if that's true, then presumably you're looking at a person with a fair degree of you don't need too much stimulation. You know, you can sit there in your own mind and, you know. So is that the definition of patience? I don't know. It's pretty close to what it means to be patient. Sit there when nothing's happening and not get hyper and stuff, you know. And you can also, it's delayed gratification. You know, you don't get it all right away. It's not going to happen for you until a lot of preparation has happened or something like that. Yeah. It's sort of the classic marshmallow thing they're talking about, you know. Yeah. Have 1 marshmallow now, or no, you can have 2 if you wait for later on. And I guess I'm the type, clearly, who can wait for later on. Yeah. But again, it's DNA, so it's nothing to do with me being responsible for this. You know, it's like saying to a guy who's LeBron, the basketball star, you know, "Wow, how did you get to be 7 feet tall?" You know, I'm like, well, he didn't do anything to get to be 7 feet tall. You know, he is 7 feet tall. You know,
he eats vegetables.
Whatever, you know. So you can't claim any credit for this. Wow, you're such a good guy to be able to do that. You know, well, no, I'm not. That's the way I was born. You know. So I don't know. This comes up all the time.
Do you offer gift vouchers for print parties? I'm in the UK and my brother is a TEFL teacher in Tokyo. It would be an amazing gift for him and his Japanese girlfriend. So he'd like to pay on behalf of the two. We could arrange that.
Because of course we could. I know for example, the Kickstarter, for example, the last Kickstarter we had was, you know, you could get the print party on Kickstarter. And we just kept a note here. We didn't have an actual physical piece of paper that was a voucher to take away with you. Yeah. But yeah,
send me a message at that email address. Let me know, and I can send you an invoice or something. We'll figure it out. Yeah, it's no problem.
Actually, there's a tiny potential for things to go wrong. We got that yesterday, 2 days ago. There was a party who had reserved by Inside Japan, a party of 4, and that didn't get written onto the calendar here.
As Inside Japan, or it didn't get written down at all?
The reservation was made, but it wasn't marked as being... and actually, the reservation was written in somebody's handwriting. Don't need to mention who, but it didn't say IJ or BOJ, and the staff didn't know, and the staff didn't even think about it. They didn't ask the guys, "Are you reserved?" They just charged them. Huh. And then, as we were chatting after, just before they headed out the door or something, she asked me, "How do we get to where we're going next?" She showed me the little guidebook. Itinerary. It's printed out by Inside Japan. And on that page there it was, 10 o'clock go to Mokuhanka, 1 o'clock go to Sometaro, and she wants to know how to get there. And I'm like, wait a minute, you're an Inside Japan customer? Yeah. And she says, yeah. Kawaii-san, we've double booked, we've double paid these people. So they gave me a cash refund for what they had done.
This was months ago, I remember now.
Well, no, it was this week. It was Monday or something. So Monday this week.
I haven't written any down. I don't know. Okay.
Anyway, I'm not young. The point being, so there's a hole in our system. Is that we still, you know,
Yeah.
when they're getting physically written onto the calendars for the last step in the staff check. It wasn't marked as an IJ. So, and they didn't know, and they weren't upset, they weren't angry or whatever. We gave them the money back, and they were just like, "Oh, cool, whatever." But yeah, long story short, we can, of course, take payment in advance for something. It's all right. I think we're pretty much done here, Cameron.
Okay.
So if the dots that are left, these are dots between the eyes, and according to this one, the dots between the eyes they're carved to that point. Nothing at the bottom here, nothing here, nothing here. I won't know for sure until I wash this off and do some test printing, but I think we have now completed the main carving of this octopus print.
Ta-da!
All except for the lettering.
Yeah. But that'll be quick. Just kidding.
So I think we have completed the carving.
Yeah.
Which means, what am I going to do on the stream for the next few days? What day is it today?
Thursday.
Friday. We're closed, right? We're closed to 1, 2, 3. What's that?
Tuesday, Wednesday,
Thursday. So I've got streams for... Hey, John, good morning, come sit. So I've got streams for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday to fill.
Yeah.
I don't have any specific carving work now then. Let's see. I'm not sure. At least one of those days will have to be a sizing day. Because we need sizing for a rickshaw.
Yeah.
And then, depending on the order count overnight, we need Plan B for the first subscription print for next year.
Yeah.
And we're pretty much at the limit of what the two girls have produced.
Okay.
And there's no way they can do another batch.
Yeah.
So it could be that we do a quick run with Kupote-san if he is available. Get the blocks off to him. And I'll need paper for that if that's the case. So, but for my own work, I'm not quite sure what I'll be doing then over the next few days on stream here. There's no carving on my bench. Patreon chibis. I've got to print a batch of Patreon chibis. I was talking about that last week. I still haven't had time to do that. So that may have to happen next week.
The annual New Year's 90-minute carve and print. We just did that.
90 minutes? 4 hours this time.
Alright, well, we just did one start to finish.
Anyway, let's roll here. I'm the first host for the first print party at 10 o'clock. Did they chant say ho? Did you?
She waved, yeah.
Did you wave? Just wave while you ran by.
Yeah.
It's your last day here this year, right?
Yeah.
It's the last chance for this year. So. Let's go. Sign me off, Cameron Chan here, and you have a ton of paperwork to do, lots of stuff to do, and I got some print parties to run today.
Okay.
We'll be back here tomorrow. I don't have a clue what I'll be doing. I'll try and find something to do.
Okay. See you later.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Good night. Bye.